Everyone's here. Hi, everyone. Welcome.
How are you doing today, Charlotte?
I'm doing good. How are you, Parvinder?
I'm really good too. Okay, let's see who's here.
Everyone, if you can, please introduce yourself in the chat. Your name, where you're from, and just a little bit about yourself. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. So why don't we just start?
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing this. Do you want to just read it quickly so that...
Sure, let's go for it. Okay, so everybody, welcome today. My name is Parvinder Grewal. I'll be the presenter today, and Shy Rose is here with me as well. We're going to be doing a webinar today. Okay, so everybody, welcome. So we have Shy Rose here. Shy Rose, do you want to tell a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, of course. Well, I've been with David Sereda for a couple of years now. Most of you or some of you know me. Here's me for those who don't. I'm a lover of spirit from a very young age. I love to sing and have been singing in a choir for over 11 years, more now, I think. Had numerous spiritual experiences, and one specific one led me to David Sereda Technologies. I've ran a metaphysical store for a couple of years in Surrey here in BC, same place where Parvinder lives. And we had workshops, lectures, and promoted products and services there that were metaphysical in nature. If you go on YouTube, I've done many interviews with many practitioners. I completed a bachelor's degree in metaphysics a few years back, and I'm certified in many modalities. And professionally, I'm an IT person and work in IT. So welcome everyone, and thank you, Parvinder, for letting me introduce myself.
Yeah, I think sometimes as the interviewer, the focus is always on the other person. And I really want people to know what an in-depth knowledge and resume you bring to the table. So thank you again for hosting this and for telling us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you. Thanks, Parvinder.
Welcome. Okay, so my name is Parvinder Grewal, and I'll be your webinar, I guess, presenter today. On behalf of David Sereda Lightstream Technologies, I welcome everybody. It's great to have you guys all here, and even though I can't see your beautiful faces, I do see your names here on the side, and we're really excited to do this webinar for you guys today. Okay, great. So today, the topic for today is 7 tips for staying healthy and preventing illness. I think it is a really suitable topic for what's happening in the world today. And I have a lot to cover, so I would like to invite you guys to just sit back and relax and maybe get yourself, you know, a nice cup of tea or something to relax with. And then I will be covering quite a bit of topics today about immunity and health and stress reduction techniques. And we'll even go through a short exercise that I'll take you through that you can do on your own to be able to physically increase the strength of your immune system without using anything other than your mind and your breath. So I hope you guys are excited about that. I'm just allowing people to come in. And so just, if you guys can, just in the chat here, please introduce yourselves as you guys come in and tell us a little about yourself and why you're here today. So my number 1 suggestion for increasing your immunity and for staying healthy is routine. As some of you guys might know, I am a holistic health practitioner. My specialty is in Ayurveda, which literally translates into Science of Life. Hi, Sharika, welcome. Okay, so Sharika bought the wand like I think like 7 years ago, and she's been working with this technology, so she's a pioneer. Maybe we can ask her a few questions later. Okay, great. So routine. So routine is big in Ayurveda, and by what I mean by routine is right now a lot of people are out of routine. Some people are not working. A lot of people's kids are at home right now. And so usually when that happens, routine basically is thrown out the window. And so what I recommend for people is to really create a solid structure throughout your day of things that you're going to do. And Ayurveda recommends that everybody wakes up in the morning with the sun and then go to sleep with the sun. Because the days are getting longer now, there's a lot more to do during the day that we can engage in, but our rhythm, the body's rhythm, the human body's rhythm especially, is very much in sync with the rhythm of the sun. So you can use the sun as a guide for yourself to determine what you guys need to do. So waking up with the sun and going to sleep at a decent time is really, really important to make sure that your body is producing all the right hormones, that you get a good, adequate amount of sleep. Sleep is really important for reducing stress. And the deep sleep is actually the most important, one of the most important aspects of sleep in general. And so how do we create that for ourselves? Like how do we create deep sleep? Well, a great way to do that is with David Sereda's light stream frequencies. Is anybody here familiar with any of the frequencies that we have recommended in previous webinars and classes for sleep? And if you guys are, you can actually go ahead and put your hand up, and then we can allow you to speak. And if you don't want to speak, you can always just click on the little icon at the bottom that says chat, and you can just say it right there or type it right there. So does anybody know which frequencies are really important for sleep? Okay, great. So why have I chosen to talk about sleep? Sleep, more and more studies are showing that sleep is directly related to the health of the mind, and the mind is directly related to the health of the body and the immune system. So if you're not getting enough hours of sleep or enough deep quality sleep, your immune system will suffer because of it. And your body's ability to recover from illness will go down, et cetera, et cetera. So some of the frequencies that we like to use for sleep are, Shirose, do you have any?
For sleep, I actually use the pyramids a lot for almost everything right now.
That's awesome. Okay, so pyramids work really well.
I decided I was going to focus on one frequency and just build my my experience of it. And so I'm doing the pyramids for this month.
Awesome. That's a great way to get to know the frequencies. Okay, so Shirose likes to use pyramids for sleep, which is, I think, okay. For most people, Shirose is, although a very unique individual, so it probably works well for her, but for most people, I don't recommend the pyramids for sleeping, just because the pyramids can actually be quite energizing. And so what I would use for sleep frequencies are frequencies like the Trinities. Trinities are really beautiful frequencies to bring your body into a very peaceful state. It's very relaxing for the nervous system. I would use the frequency Earth. Earth is really relaxing and grounding. Sharika, I see a thumbs up. Sharika likes Earth frequency for sleeping as well. And some other frequencies I like to use are in the Rife section of the console. There are frequencies called sleep and emotions. Those are amazing for creating deep sleep, but also help people wake up in a happier mood. And then another really good one would be something like Mercury. Mercury is really good for clearing the mind and creating like different, deeper brain waves. So that one's a really good one for sleeping as well. So how should you sleep? Most people like to sleep past 10 o'clock, especially these days, and they're waking up a little bit later because a lot of people are not going into work or they're working from home. But what Ayurveda recommends is that go to bed but around 9 o'clock, and don't use any electronics at least an hour before you go to bed. So if you're going to bed at 9, what I would recommend is that you guys actually settle in and just relax. So you can do some breathing, you can do some visualization, you can do what the Chopra Center calls, it's called sleep recapitulation or sleep recap, which is an exercise that takes you into the silent witness aspect of the mind. And so what that exercise entails is that you guys just kind of become a silent witness of your day. So let's say you go to bed at 9 o'clock, you sit in the bed, and then you just witness your day in your mind. And so, for example, if it was me, I would say, okay, I set the alarm for 8 o'clock this morning, and then I got out of bed at 8:30. I meditated for about 30 minutes, went downstairs and had breakfast, said good morning to my kids, etc., etc. But you're not talking when you're doing this process. You're literally just watching yourself like you're watching a movie in silence without judgment. And what you do is you actually go in and kind of gently correct yourself throughout the day. Like, let's say if I said good morning to my son and I wasn't that cordial with him, I would say to myself, okay, tomorrow when I get up and I say good morning to my son, I'm going to be more, compassionate with him, or I'm going to try to be more present and connect with him. But you don't judge yourself with it. You just observe yourself as a silent witness. And what this does is it actually clears your mind so that you're able to fall asleep faster, quicker, more swiftly, and enter into a deeper state of sleep than you would if you did not do this process. Because normally the mind does this process anyway while you're sleeping, and it kind of sorts through the day and puts things into different categories. But this way it doesn't have to do that because you've consciously done it already. And then you're actually able to just quietly, swiftly get into a deeper state of sleep than you would otherwise. Does anybody have any questions about that? Whoever's in the webinar, please introduce yourselves on the side panel, please. Just a few quick words about who you are and why you're here. So I see Tony Miller is here. Welcome, Tony.
Welcome, Tony.
We have Eugene, we have Cher, we have Ray.
We don't know a few of you. We're just getting to know everyone.
Yeah, we have Julia, Dr. Hugh. Some of your names I recognize, some of your names I don't. There's Galaxy S10. There's Bill and Robert and Jay, Katrina, I think, Michelle. And so yeah, some of you guys I recognize, some of you guys I don't. So if this is your first time here, please introduce yourself. We'd love to get to know you guys. Okay, so sleep is really important. And the faster you can get into a deeper sleep, the more efficient your body is at actually rejuvenating itself. The immune system kicks in, the detoxification happens. Literally your organs swell because your blood flow increases. And so this part of the sleep is so important. And so it's really important for you guys to go to sleep at a decent time. And then, of course, wake up also with the sun, because when you wake up with the sun, or at least in the early part of the morning, then your body actually produces more serotonin and melatonin. And the more serotonin and melatonin your body is able to produce, the happier you'll be. And the happier you are, well, guess what? The less stressed you will be. And so the less stressed you will be means your immune system is going to be even stronger. So sleep is really important, and it's one of the most important aspects of our day, even though we don't place enough attention to it. But a lot of things happen while we're sleeping that need to happen if you want to live a good and long and healthy life. Any questions? Please either put your hand up. Oh, I see Peter has his hand up. I love questions, so yay! I'm gonna go ahead and unmute him so that I can answer his question. Unmute. Hi, Peter. Go ahead.
Yes. Good evening. Calling from Sydney, Australia.
Wow.
Welcome.
Yeah. Just wanted to ask regarding the morning sunlight you were saying.
Yeah.
What were you preferring to, as in sleeping, as in having the window open and absorbing the rays of the sun, or as in just being outside in general in the morning after you wake up?
Okay, that is a great question. So there's a few theories about this. Like my teacher, when I was taking my herbology course, what he said was that the room should be completely dark when we're sleeping. And that way our body produces more serotonin and melatonin. However, I think that's true to a certain degree. However, I do feel like the sun's rays are necessary to experience in the morning. So our body has that natural wake up process. So I definitely think, Peter, it's a good idea to have your window open so you're breathing in the oxygen, so your brain works better, and then you're able to get up easier and with more energy. I also think it's okay to keep your drapes a little bit open so that when the sun does come up, those lights can come in and trigger your brain to wake up. Because if you're sleeping in complete darkness, your body's not going to know when the light comes out because your blinds are completely blocking the light. So I think it's definitely good to sleep with your drapes a little bit open, as well as your window to be able to get in the oxygen.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I hope that answers your question. I think I'm just going to go ahead. Charles, can you mute him? I'm going to unmute Sharika.
Sure.
Hi, Sharika. How's it going?
Hi. Good, thank you. It is a lovely 7:15 in the morning from Perth, Australia.
Wow, you are committed.
Yes. I said to my teenager, 6:30, we're getting up.
Wow, that's amazing.
Aww.
Made it. I thank you for the topic. It's really good, really important topic, especially for now with everyone going a bit wonky in the brain. My question was, so we use earth frequency, to calm, ready for bed, go to sleep. You've said trinities and sleep and emotion from Rife and Mercury. Is there a way that you put it into a playlist? Is there the order that you put into a playlist, and how long would you play it for?
Okay, that's a good question. So I think some people like to play the frequencies throughout the night. I personally don't. And so the reason why, and I'm sure David Sereda could probably answer this as well. The reason why it's because, and Charles as well, is because our body naturally goes through its different frequencies throughout the night, and so does the brain. And so I don't want to interfere too much with that process. However, I do like to get the body into a process where it is able to get into a deep sleep wavelength. And so, like, even for the sleep and emotion, there's 3 of them. And so what I like to do is I just like to put the, you're right, like I like to make a playlist with them.
Yeah.
I just select them, but then I don't continuously play them throughout the night. I just let them play and then let it turn off by itself. It doesn't turn off by itself, but I just let it be. And
Yeah.
then with Earth, the same thing, because we dream in Earth's frequency, 7.83 hertz. And there is a part of the night where we don't dream at all. That's the deep sleep. And that's when Ayurveda says deep sleep is a time where we actually are communing with our soul. And that's also when the body is healing itself and regenerating. And so I don't want to interfere with that process. So
Right.
that's why I don't keep the frequencies playing throughout the night. So I
Right.
recommend that you just play them like in the beginning parts of the night, and then later on and just let them not play. But there is certain frequencies that you can, that I don't think interferes with anything, like the nervous system relaxation frequency is really
Okay.
beautiful for just relaxing the nervous system and without interfering with the natural brain waves as the brain goes through its different processes. So I think the nervous system one is okay, just because our nervous system needs to be relaxed for our immune system to do its job, because the two are interlinked. And so the more relaxed our nervous system is through different techniques, then we are just healthier in general. The rest of the systems of the body operate better when the nervous system is relaxed. So I think if you're going to play anything all night, it would be something like that.
Okay. I think the last time I played something all night, I'm trying to think what it was through my pregnancy. Through the whole thing, through the end of the pregnancy, was quite stressful time. So I was playing something, I can't remember what it was, but that was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So I would prefer playing something, and I know we're not supposed to have the wand in the room or pointing anywhere in the direction of the head when you're going to sleep at night. So it's just the mantra table, and the wand stays downstairs.
Well,
So
not necessarily. I think it's okay to do that. Like, let's say if I go to sleep and I put the wand on my torso, like
yeah.
I don't mind if it's actually pointing towards my head, but I don't have it like sitting on my head as I'm
for night relaxation time.
Yeah.
Like when we're doing a night routine, still wand on your lying on your chair.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do that, because the strongest frequency within the wand is like a foot, and then it kind of peters off up till about 10 feet. And so I think it's okay to put it on your torso and still have the frequency streaming this way, because they're actually streaming this way, they're streaming this way, they're streaming out, they're streaming in, and so it's actually throughout the whole wand. It's not just the face. And so I personally think it's okay to do that.
Okay. All right. And if I was going to,
but it also depends on which frequency you're playing, right? So like for pineal gland frequency, if it's the first time somebody's playing it, I definitely don't recommend them to put it like right against their forehead, because they will get a headache. Same with the sun frequency if it's the first time somebody's using it. And so for those type of frequencies that can be intense, and if it's the beginning and the person's not very experienced using a technology, then I recommend, that you maybe put it on a table somewhere, maybe within 5 feet, so you're still receiving the frequencies, but it's not going directly into. Later on is different. Then you can use them like with more confidence, and because then you've already tuned into them and your body's already become comfortable with them.
Right.
Does that answer your question?
I've got the mic stand. I've been looking around for the actual mic head to attach the wand. Yeah, because the ones that I find in our local Australian stores here, it's just like a clip one. It's not the fully round one, so I'm not too happy putting this heavy mic onto a clip one, it
Yeah,
doesn't look that secure to me. So
right.
if you've got a link for a proper one that you've used, maybe we can just order it online.
Yeah, I can send you the one that I use.
Thank you. Then I'll order
Okay.
that one online and just attach it to my tripod.
Sure. Why don't you just email me? You have my email.
Okay.
And I will, and just remind me, Parvinder, can you let me know about the microphone stand, and then I'll tell you, I'll just send you a picture of what I have.
Right. And the last question, for if I'm doing a playlist that's for all of us, just to calm down before going to bed and switch it off before going to bed, was
Yeah.
that Trinity's Earth, the Sleep and Rife Emotions, Mercury, and then back to Earth?
Yeah, like if you want to do it, that will be quite a long playlist. I don't know what your routine is like, because the sleep frequencies themselves are about 20 minutes long. And so
Right.
even even what you were doing before, like just doing the Earth is fine. It all depends, I guess, how much time you have.
Time. Okay. Yep.
And so yeah, or just experiment with them. Like just one night, just play Sleep and Emotions 1, and then see how your kids feel in the morning. Like, and just ask them, how did you sleep? How do you feel? And just observe them. And what I noticed with those frequencies, especially the Sleep 1 and Emotions, was my son woke up for the very first time without anxiety with that one. And this kid always woke up freaking out that he's going to be late for school or just crying, emotional. And that was the first time he did that without. So then I knew, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So that frequency. So experiment with them and see how they affect you. See, and ask your children how they are. You know, keep a journal and see which ones you like the best, and then create your playlist like that.
Because with the mantra table, it covers a big distance. I've got the bigger one, it covers a bigger distance. So if I start the playlist while they're doing their shower, then story, then
that's
bed,
great. Yeah.
that will still cover the distance of my whole house with the size of this mantra table.
For sure.
So that's an hour. That's perfect. If I end with Earth.
Yep. Yeah, and that brings your body back to its natural frequency, and then you're ready to sleep.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Questions answered. I'll send you an email. Thank you, Parvinder.
Okay. Okay. So we've talked enough about sleep. I think let's move on to the next. So we talked about how important routine is. Our bodies like routine, you guys. So creating a proper routine throughout the day is really important with the rhythm of the sun. Number 2 is how important sleep is. Number 3 is food. Food is, according to Ayurveda, is like 80% of your physical health. Like we even have a word for it. We call it Annamaya Kosha, which means the food body. Like the physical body is considered the food body. So your physical body is in direct relationship to nature because we literally eat nature and it becomes our body. So we place a lot of honor and respect to the quality of the food we eat. So I can go on and on about this, but we have a limited amount of time. So number 1, fresh food is really important, you guys. Eating local, eating with the rhythm of nature, of the seasons, which now you might even have to eat more like that because food supply is going to be limited. It's going to become more local. So you're going to have to start eating more local and more in tune with your season. Eating like food that's not sprayed. So it doesn't necessarily have to be organic because to receive organic certifications, the farms have to pay a lot of money. But even if you can talk to your local farmers and find out which foods are sprayed or not sprayed, that, in my opinion, is just as good as buying something organic. And then, of course, as important as food is, the color of the food. So eat color. Eating alkaline foods at this time in in our period of life that we're going through with everything, the alkaline foods are the most important foods to eat, just because they're so cleansing and they bring our body to a natural equilibrium to strengthen the immune system. So foods like light green lettuces, asparagus, baby spinach, broccoli, legumes, alkaline water. So alkaline water is so important right now because a lot of these filtration systems where you can get your alkaline water from, so either you can get a jug or a filtration system for your house, or you can buy it. It actually brings your body to an alkaline state. And according to some doctors, the more alkaline your body is, the less disease can grow. So according to doctors who've specialized in this, acidic conditions cannot develop in the body if the body is alkaline, and disease can only grow in an acidic environment. So if you change the terrain, you change the quality of life in your body. And so that's really important. So alkaline water, fresh food, organic or non-sprayed and local, really important. You don't necessarily have to eat raw food, but raw food is good because it creates roughage and then removes heavy metals and other toxins in the digestive system. So that's why it's really important to eat healthy foods and drink alkaline water. If you don't know about alkaline water, just Google it, and there's a ton of information on the web about that. Okay, which brings us to my fourth point, which is cleansing. So according to Ayurveda, disease is the accumulation of too much of one element in the body. So what does that mean? It means when there's too much of one thing, whether it's too much heaviness, too much dryness, too much lightness, too much dampness in the body through diet, lifestyle, and mindset,